Let me speak my mind for a minute or two and explain all the things that I don't love about you. Where do I start? How about your cheating heart and those bright green wandering eyes? They really cut me down to size. Now you got me stuck in this infinite loop of letting go and holding on to you. If I had a dime for every time I said that was the final straw, well, I'd have enough money in my pocket for that one way to Omaha. Well, answer me this, would you even miss single thing about me if I found the strength to leave? And our parting would be such sweet sorrow, but I'll probably be back in your arms this time tomorrow. Now you got me stuck in this infinite loop of letting go and holding on to you. If I had a dime for every time I swore that you had really changed, well, I'd have enough money in my pocket to buy myself the whole damn plane.
Yeah.
There it is. Woo! Beautiful song.
There's the
Francis Blume. There he is.
Hey, thanks. What a great first take.
That was great.
Yeah,
We actually
first take.
So last time, Francis was with us. I think you had just written that song and received that beautiful guitar. For being such an amazing songwriter and singer. And now it's so great to have you back.
Yeah,
here.
It's good to be back.
Both of you guys.
Here, Johnathan Hall here, who is a dear friend of mine and kind enough to play guitar with me and watch me mess up all the time.
Johnathan Hall on guitar. So just very fun to have you guys today, and excited for more music.
Yeah.
What about you, Zach?
Thanks for coming back, Francis. A lot to talk about, but a lot to hear as well. So we'll get to it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Next tune I got for you is a tune I wrote called Can't Pretend. I want you, girl, I don't need another friend. I want you, girl, I don't need another friend. I want you, girl, I don't need another friend. It's the Same old story, ain't that how it goes? A boy loves a girl, and she'll never know. That's exactly where I find myself tonight. I got a bottle lit up, seal it tight, because I don't know how much more that I can take. I got a feeling that this levee's gonna break. It's just something that I can't pretend. I want you, girl, I don't need another friend. Oh, I got plenty of them. And I swear if you smile at me one more time, I might lose my mind. Now there's drinks in my hand, and my vision's getting blurred. When I'm feeling pretty brave, but my speech is getting slurred. And I don't know how much more that I can take, so I'll have another sip and watch the levee break. It's just something that I can't pretend. I want you, girl, I don't need another friend. No, I was hoping that you'd read my mind. The clock's still running, but we're almost out of time. Can you just give me a simple loving chance, a shred of hope found in a passing glance, just something for me to go off of, a little fuel to the fire of this burning love. It's just something that I can't pretend. I want you, girl, I don't need another friend. Oh, I got plenty of them.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth, man? We've all been there.
Yeah, you know.
Great song. Great song.
Unreciprocated love.
Yep. That's a Fracis banger.
Yeah, well, you know, sad music.
Yeah, sad boy.
I'm like a big fan of sad music.
It's kind of ironic because you're such a happy and excited and fun to be around guy. I guess it's how you get your balance of the yin and yang, huh?
I think that's like, I mean, that's what I tend to say because I'm generally a happy person, but I guess, you know, everything's got to come out somehow.
Yeah.
So then it just like maybe comes out through music. But yeah, I mean, I also blame it on I just grew up listening to a bunch of emo music. So I think that's it. Everybody thinks that I listen to a bunch of like Roy Orbison and Elvis and like stuff like that, but it was like Death Cab and My Chemical Romance and like Dashboard.
Yeah, you're a product of
those things.
Your age too. You know,
I mean, I listened to that other stuff. Like I definitely, you know, the Beatles are my favorite band of all time, and then, you know, the Who and stuff like that. So I listened to older things, and I did listen to Johnny Cash growing up, but yeah, it definitely wasn't like what I was really, I don't know, jonesing on. There's a lot of that emo stuff.
Dude, I think we all liked that back then.
Yeah.
Right? There's definitely
then again,
go for it.
Oh, I was gonna say Hank Williams is like the saddest son of a bitch ever.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, I guess in the blues, like that's just emo music,
Right.
just with less technology.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's a part of the art in terms of like playing sad music in a happy way. It's like the dichotomy kind of makes the musical explosion even more impactful.
Yeah.
Theo Katzman, 2 words.
Oh yeah.
He's like the master of that.
Yeah.
Wow, 2 words. That was,
words.
That was a strong 2 words.
Yeah.
Sure, that's the most
Badass
powerful 2
2
words I
words.
know.
Yeah.
Sweet, man. Well, let's hear some more of your beautiful, sad, emotion-filled music.
Here's another sad tune.
Yes.
This is a tune that I wrote when I was 20 years old and had never been to Colorado. And, well, it's called Colorado because it's all about what I thought it'd be like if I went there. Because sure enough, there's a chick that I was into that was from Colorado.
Go to Colorado, and I wanna see those Rocky Mountain peaks, and I wanna be where you are, 'cause this distance is too far for me. I think I'll go to Colorado. Oh, I wanna go someplace where it's cold. Maybe get some use of these old winter coats, to see a snow-laden countryside, to walk a lamp-lit path at night with you. Where's the road to Colorado? I don't know where I belong. Seems like everything is going wrong. This I know with all my heart, that we were made to be apart. Say goodbye to Colorado.
Yeah. Gorgeous song. Gorgeous song.
Thank you.
She sounds beautiful.
Oh, yeah. She was, or is, wherever she's at these days. Probably in Colorado. I don't know.
You never know. You never know.
I didn't find out because, as you can tell from the end of the song, I never went. So I guess I don't know.
Deep. Deep.
Oh man.
Metaphorically.
Yeah. The next tune is actually the first song that I ever released as a single, and it was 2018, and I had just started working on this record, and Johnathan over here was like, "Hey, Johnathan and I have been friends for a lot of years. We've known each other since we were like 10, 11 years old." And Johnathan is like, "You're doing something. You're working on music. Like, let me come. Can I come play on your tunes?" And I was like, "Really? You'd want to do that?" So yeah, we went and we recorded this amongst a few other tunes, including Colorado, actually. But this was the first single that I had ever released. And it's called, just to go with the theme of sad music, first single I ever released is a song called Sad Boy, which I actually wrote because my son at the time was like a year old, and he's taking a bath and having a hard time for whatever reason that night. He was just tired and fussy, so he was just crying. And I was in there playing my little 3-string lute guitar, trying to cheer him up, and just playing this kind of like doo-woppy type progression, and trying to kind of play something, but also like patronizing him at the same time. And I was like, "I was such a sad boy," like, kind of like, while he's like, "Oh," just crying, and I'm just like kind of like tongue-in-cheek making fun of this poor baby while he's crying in the bath. But anyways, that's how Sad Boy came to be. And yeah, this is it.
I was such a sad boy when you caught my eye. You were only into bad boys. It would make me cry, and I would lie awake, think of you and all the things that we could do if I could only make you mine. I'd pass you in the hallway, you didn't know my name. I will love you always. It really is a shame, and I would lie awake, think of you and all the things that we could do if I could only make you mine, could only make you mine. I wish that you were mine. So I bought a motorbike, a leather jacket too, and I got your name as my first tattoo. And I have really made you mine. Now this sad boy, bad boy, doesn't have to cry.
That's what I'm talking about. You have so many iconic songs. I've known that, but I'm just like thinking to myself, and I'm like,
Years, yeah.
here's not to Not to overpraise you guys, but and beautiful work on the guitar, Johnathan, as always. Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow.
Well,
Banger after banger.
figure play you guys some sad tunes. We'll do one that's a little less sad. Yeah. Was the last one we were supposed to Break Your Heart the last one? And then I changed it. Changed the order? Yeah, I definitely changed the order. My bad. We'll do Break Your Heart though now. So, I mean, I like country music. I really do, actually. I think it's beautiful. I love how it tells a story, and you can get away with saying a lot of things in country music. You can talk about a lot and still get away with it. But I like the aspect of like the first person story of how a lot of like, Johnny Cash and these guys would write these tunes about them, whether they were actually them or they weren't them. I know Johnny didn't write Boy Named Sue, but like that idea of, he sang that song and that tune is his, even if he didn't write it. But the idea of just like when I was in high school, my older sister was the one that showed me Johnny Cash, and I was like, but I thought his name was Johnny, like that, and she's like, no, like he's not actually called Sue. Like it was so convincing. I was like, is he like? I literally like. I mean, as dumb as that is, it like he sold it so hard that I thought like, oh, is that? And she's like, no, it's just like it's a story. It's a country song, and so I always like that aspect of it. And so I kind of took a crack at writing a country tune that isn't necessarily me or something I would do. But I kind of had fun with that, a little bit of liberty in that. So this is a tune called I'll Break Your Heart If You Let Me.
Honey, I'll break your heart if you let me. Oh, I'll do what I want, then I'll leave. And I swear that you won't soon forget me. 'Cause when I'm gone, darling, I'll still be in your dreams. Do you recall when I met you that night? Your dress matched your lips, they were red, what a sight. I looked at you with a gleam in my eye. They should have warned you I'm not a nice guy. Honey, I'll break your heart if you let me. Oh, I'll do what I want, then I'll leave. And I swear that you won't soon forget me. 'Cause when I'm gone, darling, I'll still be in your dreams. Passing through, but I stayed for a while. Oh, I must admit I got lost in your smile. When the time came to be moving on again, oh, I whispered so sweet and I lie through my teeth. 'Cause honey, I'll break your heart if you let me. I'll do what I want, then I'll leave. I swear that you won't soon forget me. 'Cause when I'm gone, darling, I'll still be in your dreams. Oh, I'm a dusty, blue-eyed rambler bound to roam. And the open road is where I call my home. Maybe I'll circle back around one day, but till then heed these words that I say. Honey, I'll break your heart if you let me. I'll do what I want, then I'll leave. I swear that you won't soon forget me. 'Cause when I'm gone, darling, I'll still be in your dream. When I'm gone, darling, I'll still be in your dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, so I wouldn't necessarily prescribe to that kind of behavior, but it is sure fun to write about.
Live vicariously through your song.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Take a swig while we're changing
No consequence
guitars.
that way, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And you get to sing it all the time.
Yeah, it's just all up here.
Yeah.
It's a great way to sell it, you know. It's consequence free. I mean, who wouldn't buy into it?
I don't know.
Speaking of taking a
would.
swig, you got a cool collaboration at the moment, right?
Yes, actually, I do. Here, we'll
It's crazy. You were talking about when we were in the driveway taking a breath.
yeah,
What-
a breather.
Breather.
A breather.
Yeah, taking a breather, aka a breath.
Yep.
We were talking about the undertones of the get a zoom in on that. Look at that handsome devil.
Blues Brothers. I don't think Brad's even seen these yet.
There it
And-
is. Ben Horton did the artwork there. Made me look much more handsome than I really am. So thank you, Ben, for that. I really appreciate you on that one. That was a solid right there. Oh, absolutely. Please drink one.
Can you walk us through the?
I guess I should, huh?
Your input on the taste and the aromas.
So,
Oh my god.
Booze Brothers Brewing in
spit
Vista,
the gum out.
California makes my favorite beer of all time. I just they're dear friends of mine, but I love their beer. And I'm as typical as it is, I'm a West Coast IPA guy. You know, every weekend I put on my denim jacket and I go into a microbrewery and no, I'm just kidding. No, but I do. I love
But you're not
IPAs
kidding.
and West Coast IPAs in general. And so when Dave and Donnie came to me, well, I went to them.
out Dave and
Actually,
Donnie.
let's put it that way. I went to them and we went on a tour back in August, and I talked about, I was like going to see if they wanted to be involved in the tour and everything. I said, we're going to do the tour, and then at the end of the tour, we want to come back and have a big like hurrah here and have one last show here to kind of cap off the tour. And
Yeah.
they're like, well, what if you want to do a beer? You want to do a collab beer?
Ooh.
And I was like, there's a bear shit in the woods? Like, yeah. So
Sure does.
they were kind enough to offer that. And so we went for it. And I
Wow.
knew exactly what I wanted as far as what the beer to taste like. And they nailed it and then some. And
You make the best beer.
what we're left with here is Fracis Blume IPA, a nice, easy drinkable
Insane.
West Coast IPA with an alcohol percentage coming in at 6.9.
Good
Not
work.
to mention the
Good
IBUs
work. I
at
just
a
saw
solid
that.
69 IBUs as well.
Wow.
True story.
No.
True story. It doesn't have the IBUs on there, but if you go in the breweries right now, if you
Okay.
go into any of
They'll tell you.
That
the
must have-
tasting rooms,
Yeah.
Okay.
the IBU is 69 as well.
Too bad
So
we couldn't do one
That
that's
must have taken
69
some
ounces.
serious R&D, if you know what I mean.
yeah, it did. It did.
No, we need
it
a-
took, it
Yeah.
took a while,
Right.
but we got it sorted.
They should do a big can
Yeah.
that's like
Wow,
a
this is
crowler,
delicious.
but it's 69 ounces.
Oh, that's a great. Okay, there we
Okay,
go.
We're doing it.
We
They
can
would
find
do it.
that.
They'd be down.
And maybe the
This
bottle
is-
is like a Pisces logo where it's
Yeah.
like, you know, kind of front
Yeah.
to back.
We can really get.
See, we got to know a glass blower around here somewhere.
Oh yeah. Good work though. Good work.
This
The
is
beer's
delicious.
amazing.
you.
This is delicious.
Yeah.
Is
yeah.
it in stores near you, or what's the
No, so it's just at the tap room. So Booze Bros, Vista, Oceanside, Fallbrook.
Go to a
You can
show
get
there,
yourself-
or
Yeah.
every other Wednesday. Backport Showcase.
Backport Showcase. A songwriters night that I host there every other Wednesday, where we have just different local songwriters come out and share their tunes, and we do a bit of a showcase. And yeah, just kind of I don't know. It started out in North County, but we've been getting a lot of people from down south as well. So
That's
it's just
awesome.
San Diego just flexing on them with all our great songwriters that we have around.
Also, you could plug the Wednesday Night Ramble.
Oh yeah,
that you're part
and
of.
Wednesday Night Ramble, which I will be at tonight down in the Casbah with Mike Butler and the gang, which
that's
is
at-
usually at First Street Bar one Wednesday a month. It's the third Wednesday, but tonight it's a special one down at the Casbah. So,
That's where I'll be going
oh, okay, look at that.
after the Ukrainian band that's coming in.
Then we're
after
gonna
this.
be arm in arm down there, just
Yeah.
like
It's gonna be a good time.
chilling.
we're gonna be rambling? It sounds
Oh
like.
yeah. Oh, we'll be rambling for
Yeah,
damn
I'll-
sure.
That's the all-star cast in that.
Yeah,
So,
it's so fun. It's like a variety show, you know.
that's so cool.
Because the Wednesday Night Ramble, they just have a backing band of some badass musicians, and so throughout the night, then just different artists get up and play, you know, two or three songs, and the backing band stays the same, and it's just whoever's fronting it is who changes out. And it's fun because it's a bit like a variety show in that way, where you just get all these different people coming up, and we usually do covers, and like everybody kind of throws their different tunes that they want to do.
Oh, cool.
And it started out very like country, and then I started hitting Mike Butler with like, hey, what if we do a T-Rex song?
Sick.
You know, like
which
what
one?
if we do that?
Which one?
Like
Something off Electric
20th
Warrior?
Century Boy.
Oh, sick.
That, or I rearranged Taxman by the Beatles, and like this like kind of like, it's kind of country western feeling anyways, but I did that. So then we do some Beatles tunes, and then Mike told me, I remember asking him, like, I know it's not very country, but if we could do, you know, like what about a Joan Jett song? That was the one that I asked him that we did, and he goes, well, the Ramble doesn't discriminate.
That's cool
I was
of
like,
him. That's cool of him.
Hell yeah,
Man.
I can get on board with that.
Wow.
So
It's the mentality that
We got to get the Ramble hosted one time live in the barn. I feel like
we
that would
will,
be-
dude.
that's great.
Just
I
get
mean, it's
the-
Encinitas.
Yeah,
Makes
it's like
sense.
Get the
Patrick on bass
get the
and,
backing
like,
band, and
dude,
then just kind of
it's-
cycle it through.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
That's like Zach and Patrick and
Yep.
Mike and all those guys.
Yep.
We'll get them in. We'll get
Get the house
three drum kits set up and go wild. Like,
Oh, yeah.
no.
yeah, why not?
Blue Man Group.
Why not?
yeah. Get paint going.
Oh yeah. You can
But
do that.
congrats again on the beer,
Yeah,
man.
Thank
this
you.
Is,
And
this is
Thank
a
you.
delicious
what
beer.
a dream come true from like the coolest brewery ever.
Yeah, Blues Bros. Those are my guys. It's my favorite beer ever. Like that one specifically too. I love all their beer, but
Dude, Old
this
Granddaddy
beer-
is
Yeah.
like when I first had that years and years ago.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like it's the easiest beer to drink, but it makes it the most dangerous because it's like something like
Yeah.
10 or
yeah,
some ridiculous
It's up there.
percentage. Yeah.
You
It's-
should make
it's
a
like a
beer
bottle of
with
wine.
collab
Yeah.
with them every album, and just be like, sip on this
Yeah.
while you're listening to this next album,
That-
and then curate it to the
Right.
tones of
yeah. That'd be the dream.
you know.
That'd be the dream. Except for how sad my music is, it'd have to be a much harder beer. You know, something real high, like an Old Granddaddy. You know, 12%.
I have to say, my favorite time listening to your music while driving
Yeah.
has been driving on the one or the two. No, the one in Baja.
Talk up on the mic.
In Baja, yeah. So it's it's like sad music in the desert goes
Yeah.
hand in hand, but it's
Yeah.
not only sad music in the desert. It's like the freedom that you have in the desert
Yeah.
and those melodies. Oh man, it's very fitting. I don't know if you knew that your music
I didn't
was
know
like
that, but
hand
that
in
makes
hand
me
with
very
Baja.
happy.
Wow.
I like that. I like
What's
that.
your favorite spot listening to Fracis Blume? Put you on the spot here.
Oh, well, now I'm just thinking about the desert. So I don't know, like Joshua Tree cruising through
Oh, there
there,
you
and
go.
like bumping it.
Yeah, see.
Definitely not Colorado.
I just haven't
though.
been to Baja
No.
too much, only slightly.
Mm.
Definitely
Time
not
to go.
going
Let's
to
take it on
Colorado.
the road, man.
There's no one out there for me in Colorado, except for Andy Frasco.
Oh,
Shout out. But yeah, you guys want to play another song?
Yeah, we got another tune for you.
Sick.
So this is actually a tune. So back in August, went on tour, and I roped Johnathan to come on tour with me, and we went we were going from California just up through Oregon, up to Washington and Seattle, and then over to Idaho, and back down through Portland, then to Nevada. So we just did kind of like a west, not even coast, but western United States run. And, typical of the tour, we hit some snags along the way. Before we even got out of California, the van broke down twice. And then we got a rental van, and we got the rental van and made our way up to Seattle. And then we got stuff stolen out of the van in Seattle. And so in like the first 5 days, we just had like a whole onslaught of not fun, And there's this tune I had kind of started writing even before I went on tour, but it's basically it's a tune that I wrote called "Kills Me," and it's kind of just about finding something that you love so much and that you're willing to give so much of it that you'll let it just drive you into the ground. You'll let it kill you, whether it's a thing, a passion, an ambition, a person, something that you are just willing to give everything that you are to. And, for me, that is music. And the tour kind of really helped me figure out if that was true or not, because I started writing it before I went on tour. And then after having all that stuff happen and everything, again, it's not a complaint. Like, you go out on the road and things happen. That's fine. It happens to everybody. But it's kind of just what happened. But it helped solidify it where I went, yeah, you know what? I really am okay with this killing me. And so I finished it after that with the tour and everything in mind. But yeah, that's the gist of this tune. So I'll play it and let the song do the rest of the talking, I guess.
Well, you'd think I'd learned my lesson. I'd shut my mouth and stay down on the ground. But I never claimed to be smart, and I finish everything that I start, even if it kills me, and it will kill me. I broke down in California, that hot August sun all around. Another chance to pack it in, but I pushed harder than before, 'cause I wanted more, even if it kills me. It will kill me. And I bet it all on myself. My money, my time, and my mental health. And if you give up when the going gets tough, then we ain't the same. They'll all know my name. kills me. It will kill me.
Wow. Wow.
That song gives me chills.
Amen. I can relate. I can relate. For sure, man. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that.
Yeah. I mean, I hope so. It's just like, that's the goal. You find something that you care that much about. I mean, that's really for me, it's music, but the behind that is how everybody's got something that they're happy to let it kill them. You know?
Been more than that too, though. You're also a skateboarder too.
Yep.
And when you have multiple things that are trying to kill you at the same time, it's like, that's how you know you're truly living.
That's true. That's true. Skating definitely tries to kill me more than music does.
Yeah.
That's for damn sure.
You really put it out there though. Like I see you doing things over there and I'm kind of like, oh, Fracis, like my goodness.
Like Trixie posts?
Whoa. Like, yeah, I mean, I would at least get like another hairline fracture on my elbow if I was trying to do the things that you were doing.
Zach's modest, he rips, but you're pretty.
He does rip,
More
I know.
tech. Yeah, you're tech.
I eat rips at least once a month. They're,
Funny side story. He actually did buy rips.
dude, that thing.
Wow,
with
that's
those,
funny that you said
they
that.
should give you a smaller quantity per bag because like, once you open the bag, that's lethal.
Yeah.
I was starting. We don't have to get into it. We can talk about it later. But that's a more.
candy-
I'd like to.
Candy
I'd like to talk
addiction.
about that. Yeah.
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 Do you guys ever had that? I like get
You
addicted
guys
to
ever
sweets kind
salivate
of too.
after eating candies?
Oh yeah. You ever like have a bunch of candy, especially Halloween? It's almost Halloween. That's
Yeah.
like that's the big time.
Speaking of which, what are you
pillowcase
guys
full.
gonna be? What are you guys gonna be for Halloween?
Oh man, that's a damn good question. I don't know. I don't know. Man, I should probably figure that out though, because we're 6 days out.
Something like that.
That's right on time for me though. I never really know what I'm
Tried
gonna be.
Kaniki
No, what's that?
from Greece. There's like Danny Zuko and Kaniki and like Greaser.
Oh, Grease the
Being a
movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
That's his everyday.
Yeah, I could figure that
All you
out.
have to do is just wear your normal
I
stuff.
got a pair of high cuff jeans I could do that with, you know? I got something like that. I could find a leather jacket around.
That to bring it back, that song was beautiful. And
Thank you.
Just the story about it being on the road and loving something so much and like just putting it all on the table for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. That's that's the idea, you know. I don't want to bum anybody out too hard, but
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
do.
yeah, I kinda do.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
We all die, right? And we're just
That's true.
given time to do X amount of things, and how you spend them is precious. And so, if you believe in something, then you clearly.
Well, when things go wrong, it makes it's more memorable. You really you're gonna remember that tour better now than if it went really smooth and you just played like some fun shows. You're like, oh yeah, those shows were fun.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, that's stamped now.
Yeah, I mean, it stretches you, it grows you. I mean, it kind of changed like the sound, changed how we, decided to play.
That's huge.
Kind of, yeah. It was kind of. I still think the show right after we got our stuff stolen. I still think that was probably like the best show of the tour.
Wow, where
Because
were
we
you
just
guys?
we were in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And,
Whoa, crazy.
We kind of had no
Beautiful
bells and
up
whistles. It's beautiful there.
It is
Wonderful.
so,
And it was
yeah.
gorgeous. But yeah, we still had our guitars and we had stuff enough to play shows, but we got
goodness you didn't lose
pedal
your
boards
guitars.
stolen and amps and things like that.
Yeah.
So we lost all the trinkets. And then we went into that show with just nothing but angst.
Yes.
And
Raw.
it changed how we played and how we went about it.
Kind of a blessing, huh?
Yeah, and it was great though. I think we walked away from that one and just had a good breather after, and we're just yeah, that felt good. I felt good to just get that out, But yeah, I think through trial and all that stuff when it doesn't go right. I mean, that's the no-brainer. That's how you grow.
Totally.
You don't grow from being comfortable. You gotta step out there, and that's even the thing with going on the road. It's easy to sit around San Diego and LA and play and stuff like that, but without getting out there, it's uncomfortable and it's expensive and annoying and shit breaks down. But that's kind of what you got to do, especially like, in terms of music, is you got to get out there and go bring it to other people. And that's, I love it. I love going into a new town and a new room and seeing like if it lands,
Right.
Because you can get real comfortable just playing around your hometown, and you got 40% of the room are your friends, but you go to a new place where you don't know anybody, and you got to still find out, does this translate? Like, are people going to receive it?
Something tells me, Francis, that it translates well wherever you go.
Yeah, was it well received?
I think so. I don't think we had any nights where it was just like, playing to the back of the wall or anything like that.
Nice. Attentive audiences.
Yeah. I think we had some good shows, and I mean, we just went into it with that intention. We're just going to give it to them as best we could. They didn't have a choice.
No consent, huh?
Yeah, no
How do you
consent.
feel about like when
That's
you're on
bad practice.
tour, and I feel like people who are touring, like you got to book as much as you can, right? So like sometimes you don't have time to promote shows, and there might be like a lower turnout at a show. How do you feel about the energy you're bringing to the show with a lower quantity? But you're like, are you always going to deliver that same energy? Like the energy that when all your shit got stolen, and then you had some angst, and you're like, how do you bring that to every show? Do you even want to?
I mean, I think it's
that,
like,
right? Yeah. How do you harness it?
I think it's always like the intention is every single time, whether it's 10 people or 10,000 people, you're going to put the best show that you possibly can. But with that being said, I think it does change though. The best show you can play to 10 people is going to be a different show than what you're going to play to 10,000 people. It's like the heart is still there, but it sometimes it looks a little different, or it comes out a little different. Some nights you're tired, but you're still going to play the best show you can play, but it's going to look a little different than maybe first night or whatever, second night, or a night that you just feel like you have more energy. I think the intention is always just like, I always want to play the best I can. There's never like a complacent, like where I get there and I'm like, I'll just give them like the bare minimum of what I can get by. Like, it's always like, I want to give it everything I have. It just it looks different in different situations. Some nights it's like, I want more rock and roll. And then other nights it's like, I want to get like emotional and give it everything that way. But yeah, I think if you go in with the intention, it's not always going to look the same. And it might seem like some people might receive it as they wanted something more upbeat, or, so that the rock and roll show might be like the best for them. But then the other people that are maybe going through some things, then their best show is going to be the one that was a little more, angsty, a little more touchy-feely. But it's definitely like, I love it. I feel fortunate to play music in general, to be here and have you guys do this and have Johnathan play with me and people that invest like that. So it's like, I feel like it's your responsibility as an artist when you got a bunch of people in a room, then you got to give them everything you got. Not that that's easy, but that's always, I feel like, the goal. I just do feel like it looks different though,
Of course. Yeah. We're always in a different mood and a different zone every day. Like you're saying, like, sometimes we're going through something. Sometimes we're on a super high.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly.
Like you said, always just give it your 100%.
Yeah. How many times do you read the room, and then how many times are you just like, fuck it, I'm doing whatever I want?
Oh man. I feel like it starts out, I feel like I don't know. I mean, on tour, like we read the room. Like we definitely called the sets where it was like, okay, this set, like, let's do some covers, like let's do some country covers and things like that. There's definitely, and I think it goes back to like just that responsibility that you have to kind of read the room and figure out what people are into, and if they're there to listen, or I mean, hell, even if they're not there to listen and like they just happen to be at the bar getting a drink, and turns out they showed up and you're there playing music. But if they're into what you're doing, then it's like, okay, then I try and give it. So I always try and read the room, but I think I start out just like, okay, I'm just going to start out with a tune, at least the first 2 or 3, figure out where that goes, and maybe have them be a little bit diversified, figure out who latched onto what the most, and then see kind of where it goes. But yeah, I try to read the room. But
I feel like you hook people a lot with your Beatles covers, and then once you've won them over, you play your own songs, and then they're like, "Holy crap! Like who's that by?" And they're like, "Well, that's my song." And they're like, "Oh, yeah, I really like you. You're great."
I mean, if the Beatles doesn't hit you in the right place, then you leave the venue. Then you're not my listener.
No, you need to.
But
get
just in case the Tight Pants will, if the Beatles don't do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
That's what got me.
Hey, well, I got a few things going that I could kind of try and hook people with.
You got options.
Yeah.
The Wranglers are one.
Wrangle them in.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you want to do one more tune, or do you guys want to do 1, 2, 3, 5?
Yeah, what do you think?
7?
Want to take another one?
0?
We
Half?
Let's think about what we want to do. We want to do Country Boy. We could do. Should we do Country Boy?
When's that last song coming out, by the way? The
Kills Me?
Kills Me. Yeah.
I don't know when Kills Me will come out.
Okay.
Because I only finished it the beginning of this month. So, well, hell, I don't know. That's a great question. But I don't know.
Put it out.
Yeah, we could do that.
We won't release it then until you give us the green flag.
You could put it out. It's okay. I got all sorts of tunes that are floating around on the internet that I haven't actually recorded and released. I like it better that way.
The Wild West out there these days.
Yeah,
You see the evolution too, and how how it changes over time.
Yeah, creates a little bit more of like, and then people keep checking back to see if that tune's out yet. They're like, I don't like any of his other shit, but when's that one coming out? Keeps it going.
A little carrot in front of the on the stick.
Dangle that. Dude, Country Boy? All right. Yeah, Country Boy is a tune that I've got that's actually, this one's about the English countryside. I lived in the UK for a time, and I fell in love with roaming around on the moors and things like that, and I love England, so I wrote this tune about my time there. What do we want to do? We do our slower one? Sure. That has that? Okay, we'll give it a go.
Let's take a walk down a dusty lane, and we could sit by the river in the middle of the day and let the world go by, just you and I. Across the field where the animals tread, we could find a place to rest our heads, watch the clouds roll high up in the sky. Country boy in a country world, you found yourself a country girl. Well, I know a place outside of town. It's the prettiest little spot around. It's got everything that we need. Just come and see. Got a little shop on a single street where you can buy milk, eggs, bread, cheese, and meat. And if you want something from the bar, it's not very far. Country boy in a country world, you found yourself a country girl. We can build our house on top of the hill. We with a pie on the windowsill. We'll raise our son the old-fashioned way. When he's grown, I'll look at him and I'll say, country boy in a country world, go find yourself a country girl.
Love that song.
Wow.
Beautiful song.
Thank you. Yeah, that's our little stripped back, slowed down version.
You know, I had a thought of, we haven't really talked to Johnathan much. So I do want to hear from you, and I just want to give you praise because one of my favorite songwriters ever is Jim Croce, and favorite people ever, and like no one ever knows Maury though. You know, Maury Muehlheisen, his partner, that like his sound is so essential to. And I was like, I've seen you play just solo too, and you're amazing. But I'm like thinking about how much you add and how much it's, and like the history you guys share and the relationship since childhood is just so special, and it's just really cool. So yeah, I want to hear from you about, like, I'm sure you're so proud of this guy, and so just, should I pull up the mic? Yeah, grab the mic so I can hear you.
So yeah, it's been awesome watching Fracis grow as an artist and be a part of this whole process. So yeah, I'm not only proud, but I feel really fortunate and honored to be a part of this. So thank you for having me. And I'm excited to see where things go. Yeah.
Only up from here, man. It's cool to see everything blossoming, right? Like,
oh man, it's so beautiful. And we were earlier today, we were talking about how one individual can be spectacular, but when you add two or just layers, whether it's harmonies or like texture and finger picking and different slides and just emotions into the tonality of the song, it brings it to a whole new level. And yeah, like I get frustrated when I see like a full live band experience in a tight space, which is I was glad that you wanted to do the duo here.
Yeah.
Cause like your voice is so beautiful, and like when you texture it in the right way and don't overpower it, you can really hear everything.
Totally.
Yeah.
And,
some people
yeah.
like with Jim Croce, like I was saying, or a lot of these people, like sometimes it's like a full band can almost take away from the song.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys kind of feel that way? Like getting to play just duo opposed to the full band? What's that difference like?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think, we kind of like, we've arranged tunes a little differently. Cause so on my full length, I put out a full length record at the end of 2019 called Lotto de Loma. And Johnathan is all over that thing. So he's like all those guitar parts and everything. Like he wrote all those guitar parts. And so we have
Pacemaker.
Yeah, exactly. So like that sound and like these really like, and so it's fun because, we could take those main, and they're like the main melodies. Like it goes from vocal melody, and then Johnathan has these incredible guitar parts that are their own melody in and of themselves.
Key to the song, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to have that part in the song.
Yeah, you want that lead. It's like that hook, And so we've been able to like, when going on tour and being like, okay, let's just do a duo rather than the whole band, and we were able to take just like those kind of where it's just very melodic in that way, and we've been able to kind of rearrange, and we slow some of the tunes down and give some more space for Johnathan to play even sicker leads. But yeah,
Space
just
allows room.
Power duo.
yeah.
Given the right, technology.
Here, talk up on the
match
mic.
The talent.
Talk up
you
on the
match
mic.
the talent with the technology.
Yeah.
Hashtag QSC. I'm just saying, people like you who play gigs all the time, can benefit from that reliable, robust, consistent, lightweight technology as QSC. It's true.
I think this might be a plug. Sounded like a
Would you
commercial.
call me? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, you guys just to be able to have that just weight as a band, as a duo is hard to come by.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
exactly what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
with so many words.
Very special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very special. So tell me, what do you anything else you're feeling about that, or?
Yeah, I mean the
Maybe
band
talk up on
the
that.
band experience versus what we were doing now is just they're very different, but they're also both special. So having an experience with the full band is so powerful, and especially when we play shows at like venues like the Belly Up or something like that, it's just everything feels and sounds great with the whole band. But when we're doing more stripped down things like this, intimate and like right up in your face kind of thing, it can be very powerful with just the smallest and minimal amount of personnel or even equipment. And we were kind of mentioning earlier how like that experience on tour, losing some equipment, kind of forced us into a sound that we're starting to really appreciate and simpler, minimal. Like I used to play with a much larger rig, and now it's just kind of going in direct or volume
pedal, man.
Yeah.
Getting that pedal steel-esque parts.
Yeah. So, but that experience changed the sound as a duo. So for the
so
best,
powerful.
I think.
Like that's how powerful is
Yeah,
that?
you don't know what you need until all the bullshit gets stripped away. I'm trying to declutter my life personally. We don't have to talk about that.
Zach's taking notes. He's taking big lessons.
I like what
on
you
this.
did, which you said you had this whole pedal board, all these equipment, and then you didn't have that. So now you've got one wah pedal.
Volume.
That's a volume
pedal?
Just
yeah.
straight in, basically.
Yeah.
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 Just when I thought I couldn't love you anymore, we took it to the next level.
Yeah, and today's special too because I'm using different guitars and it's tuned even a different tuning, like standard tuning. So I'm kind of thinking differently while we're playing, and
Wow.
so yeah, it's just going with what comes natural. I think tends to feel right.
Yeah.
Just following that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And if I could say, I've learned a whole lot from Johnathan and from playing with Johnathan. And he's taught me a lot about space and less is more. And just like when you're going to say something like with your instrument or musically, like you just say what's needed and not all the rest of the BS and everything. And Johnathan just has that way of just, he can do it all the way up and just play like a motherfucker, monster, or just like take something so simple and so good and all that tone. And I've learned a bunch from Johnathan, from us playing together. And I mean, we started playing together. We grew up playing together like in the church. Oh, wow. And yeah, that's how we started playing together. Like what? I don't know.
You're good, by the way, is when you say that sentence.
Well, and that kind of translates to life too, right? Like simple and just say things that are meaningful. And it's like, yeah. And like another quote along those lines I love is the best players are the best listeners. And like not only in music, but in relationships and in communicating and talking. And so that's
Doesn't
special.
always translate to the players. It's a different.
Well, don't hate the play, hate the game, man.
Right.
Damn. Straight up.
Different.
I back that.
Yeah. Well, do you guys want to do any more? Or
What do you think? Should,
do one more?
I'm down to kick with one more.
I know there's one I really like that I could.
All right, so this is a tune called Mary Jane and Susie Lee that I wrote, again, about, I like the idea of telling funny stories if I can. So yeah, it's a perfect way to end it because this tune isn't sad. But this is the swingy version. This is I wrote it as like my best attempt at kind of writing a Chuck Berry tune, but this is the one that has a little bit of swing to it.
Well, cruising down the road in my V8. When I look at my watch, man, I'm running late. Put the pedal down, man, I'm really flying. What should I see at the drive-in dine? Three little thing gave a wink and a smile. I thought of saying no, really ain't my style. So I pull in, I said, what's your name? She pops a bubble gum and says, I'm Mary Jane. I said, listen, MJ, I'm gonna treat you right. Gonna take you to a rock and roll show tonight. She said, is that so? And I say, yes, ma'am. Oh, did I forget to mention that I'm in the band? I said, ooh. To the club at 9:30 with the Mary Jane looking real fine. I opened the door and everyone turned to see, well, who's the little lady standing next to me? I take her under my arm and proceed to the stage, and oh wow, something slapping me in the face. Pale as a ghost in my mouth open wide, with my head on a swivel looking side to side. Mary Jane says, well, who's this? She says, for your information, my name is Susie Lee Smith. To my right, Mary Jane, to my left, Susie Lee. I thought, oh, if there's a God, have mercy on me. I said, ooh, right, ooh, right, I said, ooh, right. Susie Lee had caused quite a scene, and before I knew it, all eyes were on me. I said, listen, baby, this ain't how it looks. I proceeded to pull out every line in the book. I could tell from her face she couldn't take anymore, so I started out running, heading for the back door. I said, ooh. That's just how the story goes when you bring two women to the same damn show. I learned my lesson, yes, I learned it good, and the moral of the story was understood. If you're going to a rock and roll show, bring your Mary Jane and leave your Susie Lee at home. Rhythm and blues.
There it is.
You good?
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Banger after banger after banger.
I mean, I don't think you need to say more than that.
Well, there it is.
Moral of the story.
That's it. Yeah, thank you guys so much for having us on.
Thanks for being here, both
Yeah.
you guys. It was so
Thanks.
special, so much fun.
Thanks for letting me ramble.
Yeah, time to ramble tonight, baby.
Yeah,
too.
there's definitely time to ramble tonight.
Casbah.
Yeah.
Ramble on.
8 p.m.
It seems like
Yeah.
that's a standard for Casbah. It's like, you must be
6:09.
dinner before.
Starts at 6:09.
Yeah, 6:09.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Thank
Well,
you
that's-
guys.
That's a wrap. Thank you, man.
Perfect.
Thank you.